Just wanted to show you guys real quick how to do a basic clean on the KWS 10-inch. It's pretty straightforward. I'm just gonna give you a little walk around. This has roast beef residue all over it. We're gonna remove the slider, we're gonna remove the plate, and we're gonna unscrew this backing here. It's gonna release the plate. I tend to put this on top of a big cookie sheet. Kind of catches a lot of the debris, makes the cleanup a little bit easier. So plus when you're wiping it down, it catches the soapy water and stuff like that. So if you have a big cookie sheet, it can definitely help for cleanup. All right, so to disassemble this, I'm gonna unscrew here, pull that down like that. You get a lot of debris build up here. We're gonna basically do this. This will just be washed in the sink. I'm just gonna set that in the sink. And then we're gonna take this plate off. There's another kind of screw back here. Unscrew that. You can kind of, once you have it, you can kind of pop it off by pushing in the back. Pops it off. So we'll wash this in the sink as well. We're gonna take off the blade here. This blade is extremely sharp. It's extremely heavy. I don't want to say extremely, but it's really heavy. If you drop this blade on your finger, on your foot, it's probably gonna cut your finger off. So just be really careful with it. The other thing is when you're working, washing, you're basically adjusting, how thick or thin you want to cut the meat. Before you clean this, you always want to set this back to 0, because this guard is gonna, if you're doing just a light cleaning and you're not going to take the blade off, just always want to set that guard to 0. Otherwise, you're doing that and you're going to slice your fingertips. Or in this case, we're going to take the blade off. We're going to wash that in the sink as well. So there's 3 screws. Pretty quick to remove. Just going to kind of push it from the back side. Again, just be real careful handling this blade. Yeah, so that's how it comes off. I'm going to wash this in the sink as well. And then what I'm going to really do first is just kind of, I'm going to knock down. I keep this on a cookie sheet. It kind of helps catch everything. So I'm just going to kind of knock all the big stuff down onto the cookie sheet. Just kind of get under here. And in this case, a rag is going to be really good. I just have a little bin of hot soapy water here. You could use a sponge, but I think a rag probably works better because you can kind of, put it under everything and get under in between stuff a little bit easier. I'm gonna get the inner ring where the blade is spinning around. Again, right now, just want to mainly knock off all the big stuff back here and in the front. From there, you're really just going to wipe it down, hot soapy water. The metal's smooth, it's not heavily textured, so it's fairly straightforward to clean. Pretty quick. Again, the parts that come off, you just wash them in a sink. Wipe down your knobs and stuff. The control button's got a nice rubber cover over it, off and on buttons. So probably one of the hardest parts to clean. This little gap right here. You could probably get like a pipe cleaner or even just a paper towel, wet paper towel, so that's there. You can try the rag. But you can probably feed it through here and kind of floss it. It's not too bad. Wipe down your knobs. I use Dawn soap. Helps cut any grease or oils from the meat. That's pretty much it. You can, use whatever your favorite soap is. I just think Dawn does a good job of cutting oils and stuff. That's pretty much it, though. And so I'll wash everything in the sink and then I'll reassemble it. All right, so I just wanted to show you one of these gloves, or you can get these on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. They're cheap, they're real useful, especially if you're spinning this thing around like with the wet rag in the sink and stuff. Again, this blade's really sharp, so it wouldn't hurt for you to have one of these, especially while you're washing the blade. Like holding it in the sink and stuff, it's kind of difficult to hold it. It's somewhat heavy, so just something to think about. But all we're gonna do now is just put this back on, just kind of place it back up, line it up with the holes. And once you get it on the round thing, you can just kind of spin it up to line the holes. And that's pretty much it. We'll screw this back down real quick. Take this glove off. Let me get all three in there, and then I'll just kind of torque them down just a little bit. I've used this thing about, I don't know, 7-8 times now. Been real happy with it. Has a bigger motor than a lot of the other ones. I think a lot of the other ones are in the 240 watt range. This one's in 320. I haven't had any issues with it cutting. Done a little bit of shaved meat, like for stir fry and stuff, like frozen chicken breasts and stuff like that. It seems to do well. Next, we're gonna put the slider back on. Just gonna line it up. And last, put this plate. This just comes in from the back side, screws in. It's got kind of a square pin. Slides in. And we'll just screw. And you're ready to go. So this meat slicer comes with a blade sharpener. So you can see this is just going to slide into the top, and I'll show you here in a second. But basically there's 2 spring-loaded buttons that's going to grind the back side versus the burrs on the front side. I think the way the instructions read, this one is more the sharpener, and this one's just for cleaning up the blade a little bit. So basically what you do is just slide it in to the hole. There's a little kind of like a peg hole in the top. Tighten it down from the back. I will say this is kind of loud, so if you have earplugs or earmuffs or whatever, you'll probably want to wear them. It's just basic because you're grinding metal. So you turn it on, you do the back side for 30-40 seconds. I'm not going to do that for the video, but so you'll push in the back side like that, and then you'll squeeze both of them together to clear any burrs and just kind of polish the blade off for not 3 or 4 seconds, not very long. So just kind of do like that, and yeah, that'll give you a nice clean edge. Make sure before you start sharpening you set your blade to 0 when you're adjusting it, or before you sharpen it, set it to 0. That's pretty much it for blade sharpening. It's pretty quick. Again, the instructions for the actual sharpening part, it says 30 to 40 seconds. Use your judgment. So for storage, I'm using a 17.5 gallon storage bin. It is, I picked this up at Walmart. It's a 17.5 gallon, 66 liter, and then it's about 24 by 18, 13 high. And so I'll throw the slicer in there so you can kind of see how it fits. So that's how it fits in there. You do have to take the slide tray off. So you can kind of put the slicer tray behind it like that, and any of your extras or whatever can go there on the front side.